Right, another little thing I wanted to show is I was playing with the modes. So, as I said before, you've got this solid line here, and if you press the mode button, which is located on the sort of left-hand handlebar, it's got mode written on it. You can see that quick enough. You press that, and it cycles to obviously the trip counters, and then to your miles in your gallon and your sort of the information that you've got there in terms of the average miles, average speed, all that stuff, and it just cycles around those three blocks. To change anything, as I said before, you can then use the selector buttons that are located on the left hand bar to move around them. Now, I'm not going to do that. I want to retain that information, so I don't want to do that. To reset these, you hold the mode button in for about sort of 2 or 3 seconds and it resets them. So I don't want to do that, so I won't demonstrate that, but that took a little while to find out. The other thing which was interesting is to move around the modes, and you can do this while you're going. You just use the up and down selector buttons. You'll see it goes from standard to rain to user back to sport, and it works both ways. When I was doing that on the move, this line was flashing all the time. Now, as soon as I changed gear, it went solid. Now, I don't know if that's a feature of it, but I changed mode, and it seemed as if this line was constantly flashing until I changed gear, and then the mode set in. The other thing which I've found out, and found it out by accident more than anything else, is when you come to user, if you hold the mode button in, you'll see, I'm just holding it in now, you'll see that then the P will flash. That's the P for power. And what you have the opportunity to do is to play with the power levels. There's 3 power levels on here. I think the DCT has another mode, but I'm not sure. I haven't got DCT, so you can check with a DCT owner. But as you can see, you then can come up with that, and then you can then hit the mode button, and it will move on to the engine braking. And yet again, you've got the same levels to decide where you want it. Hit the mode again, and it will go to the traction control. And you've got your 3 different levels of there, and then if you hold the mode in for the 2 seconds, it will revert back. So what I've just done is set the user mode to fully performance, fully engine braking, fully traction control. We just have a quick look at the modes. It might be interesting for you. Rain puts the power on level 1, and engine braking on level 1, traction control is full. And when I was riding in that mode, I found that it was quite underpowered. Obviously, it's trying to do that, but I also found I was having to open up the throttle a lot more. So, and I noticed that my average fuel economy was reducing rather than going up. But I'll talk about a test I'm going to do in a second. The other bit, the standard mode, it defaults to that each time you turn the ignition on and off. So it always comes back to that, but they're so easy to change. Like I say, you can do it on the road, and that's got performance power at 2, engine braking at 2, and traction control at 2. So bog standard in the middle, and then sport as the power on all 3, engine braking on all 3, and traction control as low. I found that mode to be quite responsive. It was quite good, and I actually see my average miles per hour going up. I think it's just purely because it's a bit more responsive. You've got that little bit extra power. You're not opening the throttle so much if you don't change your riding style. One of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to find a little loop that I can do, just 2 or 3 miles. I'm going to reset all the things and do the same loop in each mode, so we can see what difference that sort of fuel consumption makes in each of the different modes. I'll try to keep my riding style the same, so we get a consistent sort of measurement, and I'll provide some feedback when that comes. Okay, so anyway, that's the engine modes. As I said, as I'm finding these things, I will let you know, and if anyone else has got any tips on things that I can do with this display that I haven't found yet, pass them on in the comments, and I'll test them out for you. Okay, thanks a lot, people. Speak to you soon.